Hello there. My name's Mike Thomson and I'm a Chartered Quantity Surveyor and the Lecturer and Programme Leader for the BSc Honours in Quantity Surveying at Edinburgh Napier University. Today I'm going to demonstrate to you the wide variety of projects that we can be involved in as quantity surveyors in a journey that takes us from rural Perthshire via Edinburgh to Shanghai and Dubai. Most of the images and videos you will see come from trips made with students, including the Shanghai and Dubai trips. As quantity surveyors, we are involved in projects from the very start, and we have many roles to play, including preparing cost estimates for our clients to anticipate how much their project will cost. When we are acting as a consultant for our client, we tend to always look at projects in terms of their cost, and we're always trying to identify where the money is being spent on a project to ensure that we are creating the best value project for our client. You may, however, be a QS working for a contractor, in other words, the company doing the actual building. In that case, you're actually trying to complete the project whilst ensuring you're making enough profit as a company. There is a balance to be struck between trying to make sure your client gets the project they require and the construction firm making enough money. So let's have a look at some projects, starting with a new build flatted development just down the road. So we're going to start just down from where I live, where we have a development of new build flats. We can see the site set up here with the cabins for the site staff, which includes offices and mess facilities, such as somewhere to have your lunch. And we can also see that they're mixing their own concrete on site via the large silo we can see at the back there. This is a good idea as it prevents multiple deliveries to site by mixer lorries. This is a very tight site and there's not enough room for constant deliveries to be made. As we move on, we can see that the building is completely clad in scaffolding, with access walkways to allow work to continue at higher levels. This site also has stringent COVID-19 procedures in place for anyone accessing the site. This is a necessity at the moment with the coronavirus pandemic, and this ensures that the site can remain open during the pandemic as this type of work is deemed to be essential. The silo, cabins, scaffolding, and the COVID-19 protocols are all part of what we call the preliminaries. Preliminaries are work which it is necessary to have to allow the project to happen, but which is not actually part of the building. The contractor has to allow for all of this in his costs, and they will be part of his tender submission. As we continue round the back of the site, we can see that all the windows are in place and the roof is on, which allows the internal trades to carry out their work without being affected by the weather, so electricians and plumbers, for example. We can also see multiple stairways for accessing the various levels. There's no ladders there. This is a modern health and safety requirement, and when this project is complete, all this will simply be removed and stored and reassembled at the next project. Tower cranes, as seen here at the new St James Centre in Edinburgh, are also part of the contractor's preliminaries costs. Following on, we have an office development in Edinburgh, again showing the site cabins, plant and machinery, fencing, etc., which is part of the preliminaries, as we can also see at the new Boroughmuir High School before it was completed. The Queen's Ferry Crossing, which we're now looking at, shows some larger scale projects where we can see the sheer scale of the works going on in constructing the main support pylons located in the Forth estuary. The principles for construction here are broadly similar to other reinforced concrete structures, except here we have to allow for the tides, passing cruise liners and working out how to get the concrete out to the work before it sets in the mixers. All these factors have cost implications that the quantity surveyor has to consider. Barges were floated out into the river with up to 9 mixers on them so that the concrete could be poured in large batches, thus retaining a uniform finish to the outside of the supports. Refurbishment work should also not be forgotten. We can see here from the new Johnny Walker experience in the old Fraser's store in Edinburgh. Reinforcing the supports of an old building can be more expensive than building from new, however. The prestigious location and the listed building status demands that original features are retained, another cost to be considered. When we consider the scale of construction in cities like Shanghai, it can be daunting, however. Construction principles remain similar the world over, the numbers just get bigger. So we should not be daunted by scale. We just have to be very organised and remember where to put our commas and decimal points in our numbers. Building in the desert in Dubai presents its own challenges. The haze you can see in the background is sand, which is everywhere. There is little infrastructure, roads, drainage, water, gas or electricity. It all has to be brought to the desert. Modern luxury villa developments of thousands of villas demand services such as swimming pools, shops, restaurants, sports facilities and access roads, all attracting additional costs that the quantity surveyor has to consider and prepare their client for. The construction itself is very simple and relies heavily on concrete, but building concrete foundations on sand is not easy. Neither is working in 35-degree heat. However, the end results can be spectacular. Finally, we can see Dubai from the top of the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building. We can see the low-rise desert living areas to the left, with downtown Dubai visible centrally, and the desert in the distance. No project happens if it cannot be paid for, so the quantity surveyor has a very important role in ensuring that all the built environment that we can see around us is made to happen in an affordable and sustainable way. I hope that this short presentation has helped to inspire you to look at buildings through the quantity surveyor's eyes. I think that it is the best profession in the world, and I also hope that this presentation has helped to demonstrate why.